Hey everybody, it's Matt from You and Your Horror Movies, and welcome to finally my answer portion to my Q&A. I've been busy a little bit. Had to take my wife out of state for her orientation, so that took a couple days off. Because I wanted to do it this past weekend, but with everything happening, kind of put it aside. Then I did a trial run, and it took forever, and I went way past the allotted time for my videos. So I'm gonna see if I can do this in one, or maybe I can try to speed it up and do it in two sections. All right, without further ado, my friend Eric sent me an email saying, "Hey, can you answer a couple questions for me on the answer part?" I said, "Sure." One was he wanted to know where I got my Necronomicon book. I found it at a store in Salem, Massachusetts called Harrison Comics. I got it dirt cheap. I couldn't resist. I had to pick it up. And you also want to know what got me into horror. That was watching black and white movies with my dad when I was little. He and I would watch westerns, the World War One, two movies, and of course the black and white horror films. And I kind of grew more towards the horror films. I loved watching all the monster movies, like Crawling Eye, Fiend Without a Face, Dracula, Creature, anything that involved like a monster. That always, boom, my attention was there. And I think that's what got me into creature features. Was always all the monster movies. Love them. All right, since I got my laptop right here, we'll go with the questions on this part. TRM 476. What is the first thing you ever bought for your collection? I have no clue. I've been collecting for quite some time. Even as a kid, I bought like little horror figures and horror things. Some I've kept, some I haven't. Some I really don't know. If you're talking movie wise, I did do some VHSs back in the day, but I got rid of most of them because the upgrade's better. I like DVD and Blu-ray more than VHS. So I really can't really answer that one because that's a really really hard question. I had to get a time machine or something, go back in time to figure out whatever I bought. Matt the Horodonis. What's the worst creature feature you've ever seen? Dead Sea. It's supposed to be about a giant lamprey eel killing people. The storyline, there's plot holes. The acting was bad. You don't see the eel. Very low body count. A lot of off-screen kills. Was not good. Which creature features do you think would we see in space? Anything with like alien type monsters in space would be great. For me, Tremors in space really doesn't fit the storyline because they're Earthbound. So somehow they find them on the moon or something. Doesn't work. But if they do like some kind of weird space worm, that would be pretty cool. Kind of like a Tremor esque one where it's a worm living on a planet. I would do that, but not really do a Tremors because it doesn't make sense unless they somehow genetically mutated and send it to another world. But I don't know. Uh, Finally, any dream monster matchups you would like to see? The Relic monster versus the Host monster. I think that'll be an insane bash up and almost kind of like a kaiju s type setting. I think those two would destroy each other in the area. Doc the Metal Freak. What would be the one movie that you found the hardest to watch? Acid Bath from Wild Eye, Extreme, whatever it was. Oh, it was so hard. I actually had to fast forward through this movie to get it done. I usually don't fast forward through movies, but this one I had to. It was just, ugh. Nails on a chalkboard. Pickle Butch. Will you ever do a giveaway? At some point, yes. Probably when I get over 1,000 or maybe 1,000 subs. I was gonna do one at 500, but somehow that just I never had time, and my subs just went through the roof. So I want to do a nice giveaway at some point, not just because I hit a certain number, but maybe 1,000, because 1,000 is a great number to hit. Get in there slowly. Do you collect steelbooks? Not really. If I find a good steelbook, I'll grab it. But just because it's steelbook, I just won't buy it. I don't know. They're okay. What would you ever do a DVD or Blu-ray hunting video? Hunting, it's hard because my area sucks. The Walmart here sucks. The Best Buy here sucks. When I go to FYE, I kind of just take my time. I don't really look for anything in particular. I'm just happy to be there. If it's there, I grab it. Same thing when I go to pawn shops. I don't really just go there to I go there usually to kill time. And if I see something there, I'm like, oh, okay, grab it. So I'm not really into the hunting videos. Maybe someday. Derek de Bougie 86, my boy. D-Man. What three films from the 80s would make your ultimate triple feature? Silver Bullet, Fright Night, and Chud. Love those movies. What two Godzilla monsters would you have battle each other? Megalon and Hedorah, the Smog Monster. Those two monster movies never got a lot of love. They're only in it for like their one film. I would love to see those two duke it out. D4 SH3R. I don't know if that's supposed to stand for anything. Sorry if it is. Is there any movie that you find disgusting? Anything to do with shit. Hate shit. But also, I remember seeing the movie Headless, where the guy was scooping out eyeballs and eating them. That kind of grossed me out a little bit. What are your thoughts on Eli Roth and Rob Zombie? I don't mind him. I like Eli Roth. I like a lot of his work. Same with Rob Zombie. I enjoyed the Halloween remakes. I enjoyed and loved House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. Can you do a ranking video? I can. If you want me to rank anything in particular, let me know. I do my top 10 Tuesdays, so. But if you want to do a specific rank, like worst to greatest or least to worst, I can. Tobias Bunkowski. What are your favorite creature feature movies? The Tremors franchise. I love them. What are your favorite dinosaur horror movies? I love Jurassic Park. I love Jurassic World. The other two are eh. I also enjoy the Carnosaur movies. Those are a lot of fun. Can you do a video with all your creature feature movies? That'll take forever. Best thing is probably just watch my shelf to shelf videos. I know you're gonna go through all the other slashers and other subgenres, but taking them all off would just be insane. So I just say do your best. Maybe go through my shelf to shelf. Martin VP. How many movies do you watch a week? Watch depending on work and everything. Sometimes I maybe watch 4 to 5 to maybe 2 to 3, depending on when I get home, how exhausted I am. If I have things going on that day, maybe I won't get a chance to watch a movie. So it ranges. Geek Legion of Doom. What horror versus movie would you want to see? I would love to see a Pumpkinhead versus a Rawhead Rex. Demon versus Demon. No holds barred, ripping people apart, gore. That'd be awesome. Do you watch Collider Nightmares? Never heard of it, so no. So let me know if you. I don't know what that is. Cunt Smasher. Nice name. What was your worst bathroom experience? I was sick. I was bending over to vomit. I also had diarrhea. And guess what? When I puked, I came out the other end too. So that's really the worst thing happening is when you're shitting and puking at the same time. Joey Woods, what's one horror movie that you generally terrified you? Absolutely scariest one. When I was a kid, the Blob remake scared the shit out of me and made me scared of the Blob itself. The trailer was very goofy. I mean, not goofy, but very scary. That eeriness that it had. And of course, the Blob remake when it ate the guy in the sink, and when they all looked over and the Blob shot up through the ceiling, made me run out the room. Because I was born in the 80s, so when I saw it, it scared the shit out of me. I love the movie. I can watch that over and over again. JCS Horror Show. What do you do with your digital copies? My digital copies are still in the cases. I never use them. I usually sometimes just give them away. Maybe I might sell some. I don't know. I never sold any before, but they just sit in the case and go and they expire. I don't like using digital copies. The Wicker Boy. What horror YouTube channels do you think are underrated that you watch? Well, one, your channel is very underrated. Everybody should check out the Wicker Boys channel. It's a good show. I like watching it. The Horror Fan Man's another one. Great. Terror for Tom, of course, but I think everyone knows about him. But his channel's awesome. So is Mood 616, Double Shot J, D Bougier 86, Retro Slasher. The Horror Man Cave is another. That's great. Todd and All Things Horror. Tiny Walnuts, all those people are great. I love watching all their channels. Fight for Your Life, Andrew. There's the Great Wall of Kaiju film. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Could be, couldn't be. But I think it's more of a monster movie, which I can't wait to watch. But we'll let you know when I see the movie. Do you hate it when people call Chopping Mall a slasher? No. It's kind of like a proto-slasher, I guess, where the robots are doing the slashing. But if you could call that a slasher, then Predator could be a slasher. The monster the alien taking out the commandos one at a time. It fits a slasher theme. But it's not. It could be, it can be. I don't care. I love Chopping Mall, wherever it fits. The most embarrassing movie you own. Not really embarrassed to own all the movies I bought. Um, I have owned or people were given to me, like the Ghostbusters remake. I would never put a dime into that. I watched it. I hated it. Gave like a 3 out of 10. But my friend bought it for me for Christmas, so I'm good. Good. No money put into that. So I'm not really embarrassed to own them. I just own them. Let's see. The Business of Fear. What do you think is the hottest character in the Friday the 13th franchise? Don't remember the actress's name or her character name, but in Jason X, the blonde haired girl that gets her head liquid nitrogen frozen off, fantastic. She was hot. I wish she didn't die. And why doesn't Monster have a proper release? No, we're like the only ones that know about this movie. It's a Sci-Fi Channel film uh, from I want to say the early 2000s, maybe around there. It's a CJ monster flick, but the storyline was fantastic. The guy moves back to his hometown to meet his grandpa. And of course, the town's acting kind of weird. People have always gone missing. The town's like, oh yeah, my wife went missing last year. They don't recommend anything, recognize anything. Of course, the guy battles this monster every year, and then the town just automatically forgets. It's just a weird flick, but it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend checking it out if you can ever find it. And if you can find it, let me know because I want to buy it. Man, it's just a hard movie to find. A lot of the sci-fi channels, I wish they would put them out on DVD or Blu-ray, whatever. There's a lot of sci-fi channels that had a release on the TV, but never came out to disc. Come on, sci-fi. Another one was Alien Express. That's another one I want to get. All right, Double Shot J, my homie JP. Him and his 10 questions here. One, is the shittiest shark movie the worst shitty shark movie, or theoretically the best shitty shark movie? It's a shitty shark movie. They're all great. Except for a couple. There's a couple that are really, really bad, but they're shitty shark movies, we expect. What is the worst franchise? I want to say it's the Paranormal Activity movies. The first two were fine, then it goes downhill from the rest, and they just keep getting worse. I can deal with the first two. What do you think about Victor Salva and Jeepers Creepers 3? I don't like Victor Salva. What he's done in the past is disgusting. I think he needs to be castrated. But I do like the creature in Jeepers Creepers movies. The stories are great. I would love to see a Jeepers Creepers 3. He can definitely direct and do them, but him as an individual, ugh. If you could pick any boom to be adapted into a movie, what would it be? A very large boom. Marry, Bang, or Kill. Angela from Sleepaway Camp. Dead Girl from Dead Girl. Lady in Lavender from Phantasm. Marry, Lavender, and Phantasm. Bang, I'll do Angela. And Kill, I would do the Dead Girl. Why not? What is the best movie you watched this last week? I finally saw Get Out. Loved it. Fantastic movie. That's like a 9.5 out of 10 right there. What's the most disturbing thing you've ever seen in a movie and in real life? Probably movie would be the movie Headless or the movie Tough. Very disturbing. Headless, slasher, but he's ripping out eyeballs and eating them. He's fucking the skulls. Not for everybody. Real life, some days I'm a respiratory therapist. I work in an ER sometimes. I'll never forget it where we had a guy come into the ER. He actually got he was shot in the face with a shotgun. Now, in the movies, when they get shot in the face, their head explodes. That doesn't happen. This time, it looked more like Swiss cheese. I'm bagging him. I'm right at the head because I'm dealing with the airway and everything. We brought him the CAT scan. It looked like shards of glass going through his skull. Blood everywhere. I actually had to take a suction setup and suction out his eyeball socket because there was so much blood there, we couldn't see anything. So I had to clean out his eyeball. And it was just basically floating. It wasn't even connected. Very gory, very bloody. I remember coming out almost drenched in blood and sweat because I was in there for hours with this dude. They had to call it. He was actually alive for a while, but he kept coming back and forth in and out doing CPR. That's shit you'll never forget. Who's your favorite Mexican? Salma Hayek. Yeah. What is a legit good shark movie besides Jaws? The Reef is really good. Bait, of course. Deep Blue Sea. Those are great shark films. If you had a choice of any DVD or Blu-ray that is OP and expensive, which would you get? I would choose to do, of course, a legit copy of Rawhead Rex, maybe a Space Amoeba, which is another type of kaiju film. So yeah. Uh, I passed a couple of people here. Shit. Glenn, uh, Beresford. One question: do you like to read? If so, what's your favorite authors? I'm not a big reader. Every time I did read in college or in high school, I was forced to read in high school. We had to do summer reading. Sucked. But every time I would read, I'd fall asleep. So when I'd wake up a couple hours later, I'm still on page 3. So I was like, yeah, screw this. But some of the books I've gone through were like, Stephen King films. I did read Dean Kootz's Phantoms, which was really weird. I read some Stephen King, like Pet Cemetery. Peter Benchley, I read The Beast and White Shark. Those were really good. Let's see here. Uh, Hopefully, I know it. Why did I pass it? I'm going right in a row. Movie Guy 666. Zach, what's the biggest dick you've ever had in your mouth? I never had a dick in my mouth. Um, nope, I haven't had one at all. Zach's probably jealous because he's probably had many in his. All right. Mood 616, my buddy Moods. Hey, another top 10 here. Your top 10 releasing companies: Arrow, Scream Factory, Vinegar Syndrome, Vestron, and Synapse. Not in particular order. Night, Dawn, or Dead? What's your favorite? Rank them. I probably have to go with Dawn first being good versus Night versus Dead. Favorite Canadian horror film? Deadly Eyes. Gotta love that Rats movie. It's fantastic. What future episode of 22 Shots would you love to be a guest host on? Any of them. Just let me know, guys. I know Sundays you change the time and everything. But if it's my Sunday off, I'd love to be like on the Hidden Gems, maybe another franchise film or just random films that you guys do. Let me know. I love to be it. I love doing the podcast. It was a lot of fun. And thank you for having me on the other two. Not that you're region free. Do you feel the urge to be all sorts of releases? Yes, especially if they don't have a U.S. release. I'll go overseas. A lot of times I don't. I like to keep it in the U.S., but a lot of times you don't have that opportunity, and I want to see these movies. Favorite character from Puppet Master franchise? Torch. Favorite film? Puppet Master 2, because Torch is in it. Favorite foreign country of horror films? Either Ireland, because I love a lot of the Irish horror that's been coming out there lately, and of course some of the Asian horror films are great. Name 3 films you hate with a passion that you think most people enjoy. Lords of Salem, didn't like it, hated it. Nightmare on Elm Street remake, I know a lot of people hate it, but there's a lot of people who like it, and I've had arguments with them. And the Grudge remake, couldn't stand it. Favorite Roger Corman film? That would be Humanoids from the Deep. Love that movie. Still gotta get it. Fulci or Argento, and why? I like them both. I don't really have a favorite. I'm not big on the Italian like a lot of people are, so when I see them, they're both kind of like, ooh, this is great. Both of them are great. I've seen more of, I think, Argento than more Fulci than of Argento, but I still like all their stories. James Upchurch. What is a few extended or uncut movies without a DVD release you may want to be on the lookout for? TV versions too. Do you know any resources to get these? Only available on Wow. Only available on VHS or Laserdisc, maybe even. I don't know where some of these films. Luckily, when the companies put them out, it's awesome. Like I would love to see The Brain come out on an official release. It's a Canadian movie about a giant killer brain. Another one would be Blue Monkey. Those are fantastic films that need official releases. So without even like say Rawhead Rex, I would love to see an interview with Clive Biker on that to see what his thoughts are. So yeah, just keep an eye on Facebook. If you have a Facebook, keep an eye on specific company websites. A lot of times they post it out. A lot of times you just don't know. If not, join the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror Podcast Facebook group page. We talk a lot about horror there and what's coming out, what's getting released. So check that out. Alexander Corrido, I'm sorry if I'm saying that all wrong. What is your favorite lesser known slasher? Stage Fright. Not the one from the 80s, but the one from, I think it was 2004. It's a musical, but it's a musical slasher. Fantastic slasher, great kills, has Meatloaf in it. It's weird. But other than that, definitely check that out. Did I get everybody? I hate when I pass people up. Going through. I think I got everybody's question. If I didn't, I apologize. Oh, Wicker Boy, I had a second one. I'm sorry. If you had a chance to direct a horror film, which genre would it be? A killer bug movie. I would love to do a killer bug movie, especially if a bug that hasn't been done yet. And I got some ideas in my head of different bugs that haven't been used. All right, guys. Again, thank you very much for my giving me some questions for my Q&A. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your thoughts. All right, guys. Have yourself a great day. Peace.